Everybody, Chavin, nobody else's auto. 7 o'clock Sunday evening. Time for our usual Sunday night get together called Sunday Night Live Chat. Got a great group on YouTube already here. Mark was on early, ready to go tonight. Mike from New Waverly, Texas is on. Colorado Memorial's here. Good friend Charles is on. So Charles Friday night. Jim's here with us. Looks like we are connecting on Facebook as well. As always, we are live on two formats, both Facebook and YouTube. As you see me glancing back and forth, I'm watching both monitors while we are on live. So, Alan from Arizona, Scott made it. Pete's on. So, anyway, lots of things going on. Obviously, I was gone last week, got back this week getting regrouped. Gary's here with us. Dad's on with us. So we got all kinds of cool things to talk about tonight. Joseph's on Facebook. And we've got a full night planned, lots of stuff to talk about. Picked up a bunch of cars this week. Of course, we got the promo model, badges, emblems, auction boxes are jam-packed. Lots of cool stuff. Kevin L's here with us. Brian Dispatch is on. Brian leaving September 9th. Perfect. Numero uno, number one, is back again. Scott from San Antonio is here with us on Facebook. All right, Brian, Dispatch Brian, I was going to show you something real quick. How's that look? So the front end's sitting there too, so you can look at it, but the engine is out, so it's ready to go. That's the Buick Special Brian's coming after. Let's see. Alex is here. Dennis is on. Randy made it. Jeff's here. Tony's back. Ken from Michigan. Michael Glagola is on Facebook. As always, thanks for coming back. I'm still shocked that you guys do, but you keep coming back and making this what it is, and I appreciate that. But like I said, I've got Brian's Buick ready to go. We'll see him here in a couple weeks, send that thing back to Canada so he can start putting his family car back together. What else happened this week? Obviously, I had just to get back and get regrouped and get the truck unloaded, things like that. Michael's on with us. Got everything unloaded. Obviously, you guys, I hope, saw the videos from the Springfield swap meet that I posted this week, as well as what came home. And we'll get individual pictures of that listed on Facebook sometime this week. So, do have the truck unloaded, which is good because I got a lot of cars to pick up, and we did get a lot of that done as we get done this week as well. So, if you missed the videos from the Springfield swap meet, both the video from that we shot at the swap meet, walking around, checking things out, visiting with our friends. And then Friday night, I put up a quick video of everything that came home with me after we got the truck unloaded. So, anyway, what else am I doing this week? F&E Collector Auto Auction coming up in October. If you haven't checked that out, if you haven't got on that Facebook page or the YouTube channel, be sure to do that. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff going up on there here real soon. We got a few up this week. I've got some more that have been emailed in. Listed some interesting stuff this week. Anybody ever heard of a Sterling? We listed a Sterling this week, which is a super weird little car. It's a VW-based kit car. The thing's only it was probably 30 inches tall. I mean, you can sit it here beside you. It is so short. The whole roof lifts up. It doesn't have doors. It's got cylinders that lift the roof up. You guys got to check that thing out. It's up on the website already, and we'll have some videos up on that hopefully this week. So, Pete regrets not going to Springfield. Yeah, it was a good time. So, Alex had a Sterling, so Alex knows something about him. His wasn't a VW kit. Okay, these were made in California. They made 875 of them. And everyone says that's what they used in Cannonball Run. I was not aware of that. I'll have to look that up. But now that you mentioned that, it kind of rings a bell. I've actually got to check that out. Alec is on with us on Facebook. So I am going to have to look for that number one before we do the video on the Sterling this week. So, Mark, like the swap meet video? Great. So we'll have a lot more stuff going up on the website at fecollectorautoauction.com. Oh, excuse me, feclassiccarauction.com. You'll want to check that out. Keep up with that, as well as what's going up on YouTube and Facebook as we get ready for the October 7th sale. Something else that came out this week. Now, I know some of you do subscribe to this and some of you do get it. So you will have hopefully seen this if you've gotten your copy. But wanted to go over a few things in the new issue of Old Cars. This is the Auburn issue, ready to go to Auburn for the ACD Festival on Labor Day. And there's some interesting stuff in this one I thought we would check out if you don't get it. If you're not a subscriber, which you should be, because it is a good magazine. It does have a lot of diversity in it, and you will enjoy it. Cannonball Run 2. That's fine. I'll look for it in there. No problem, number one. I appreciate you bringing that up. But nice big article on a car that most of us have. I've become very familiar with. I'm sure a lot of you guys have become familiar with it as well. On the Duesenberg. Obviously, I think most of you guys have seen the Duesenberg videos. Nice big spread in here this week. Also, there is a nice big spread in the AACA magazine, which I do not get. I did see a copy of it when I was at Doug's a couple weeks ago, but did not see it. I do not have a copy of that. One cool thing about this is they found an old picture of it from, they think, around sometime in the 50s. They found this old picture. I think the current owner found this old picture of the car back in the 50s. No, I did not write this one. Angelo did this one. Angelo von Bogart, the editor of Old Cars, did this article. And Angelo is extremely versed in Duesenbergs, so he would have done a better job. Even though I've seen the car in person, he has a much better understanding of them than I do. They do have another super interesting shot in here. There's also a picture of the owner, but check this out. It takes 40 hours to adjust the valves on those engines. Check out that picture of the timing system on the front of the engine. And this is the new owner in the car. But check out the shot of the engine. Mix on with us. When I was at Good Guys in Columbus in July, I heard people talking about hanging out on Sunday. Hey, that's great. That's awesome. I'm glad some people do. It still kind of surprises me, but yeah, Kevin, it is an awesome car. It really is. There's just no other way to really describe it. Yep, Labor Day weekend, ACD Festival. Now, a little bit later in the magazine, same issue, something that probably going to look a little familiar to Pete because he was there hanging out with me when we did this article. And this one I did write, Mecum Tulsa. The hearts and the fireworks are going. That's awesome. Appreciate that, guys. But they did a good article on what we put together from Mecum Tulsa. Hung out with Pete that day. That was great. It's always fun seeing you guys when we're out and about. But this article I did do. So yeah, they do a good job. Like Leo says, it's a cool magazine. They do a great job. They have more diversity than probably any magazine out there. And even had to cover the Auburn that was at Mecum that week or that weekend, since I was actually kind of familiar with that Auburn since I'd seen it multiple times at Doug's place. Tom's here. Our design guy's here. Makes all of our cool stuff like our coasters. And obviously had to cover the Viper as well just because I like Vipers. This is called Old Cars, Alec. Randall the Nut Farm's here. Now, this one is heavy on Auburn's, Cords, and Duesenbergs because this is the magazine they're going to be handing out at the festival next weekend. Nate's here with us. But this magazine, like I said, it is definitely probably one of the most diverse out there. They will cover cars from the 80s. They'll cover cars from the 30s. It's bi-weekly. And really, it is, like I said, and of course, I may be a little biased because I work with them, but I like a wide variety of cars. This magazine covers a wide variety of cars. So like I said, this issue is special, is designed to be handed out at Auburn. So it is heavy on Auburns and Cords and Duesenbergs. But it is, I mean, I've probably got some other issues laying around here, but check it out. Look it up. Well, just like back issues, they've got the little blurb for back issues available. The XM Turnpike Cruiser and a Shelby. You know, that's there again. They've got a nice wide variety of what they cover. So if you don't subscribe to it, subscribe to it. It's well worth it. They have a lot of great stuff in here, and it's just a little bit of everything. You really don't know. I don't know if they're on newsstands, Jim, or not. I'm not sure. And that's right, Pete. It's way more than 69 Camaros and 70 Cudas. You see a couple of Camaros in here, but it's not very often. And that's what frustrates me with a lot of magazines is it is literally what color is the 69 Camaro going to be this month? Because that's kind of what some of these magazines have turned into. So that's why I actually really enjoy this magazine. You know, it's very diverse. You know, hot rod article, you know, in the same issue as Auburn's, Cords, and Duesenbergs, they've also got hot rods. And this is just in one issue. It covers that much stuff. They do have classified ads. I don't know if it's sold in Canada or not. Like I said, I don't know if it's on newsstands at all anymore. Old Cars Weekly is the website right there. You can look it up. You can subscribe through there. But like I said, I think they do a great job. And like I said, I'm a little biased because I do work with them. But Jim remembers when it used to get it as a newspaper. I remember it when it was a newspaper when I was a little kid. So, so I do remember this. And this literally, it was called Old Cars Weekly. It was printed every week. And it looked like a newspaper. It came on newsprint, black and white, other than an orange header. I think actually in the building at the new yard, I think there's some old ones in there. I ought to bring some of those in and share them with you guys because I think there are some of those there for some of you guys who haven't seen those. So, like I said, very diverse and a lot of different stuff instead of the same stuff. So, just thought we'd throw that out there. Obviously, the Duesenbergs we're checking out. And then, of course, the Meekum Tulsa article in this issue as well. If you haven't got it, get it. Subscribe. It's well worth it. One other thing you guys keep telling me to throw in, and we've got a couple of minutes tonight, so I'll throw this one in. You guys are always asking about what I'm reading. So I told you I'd start throwing a few books in here every once in a while about stuff I've read. And that's true, Tony. That's another good point. Most car magazines aren't even on the newsstand anymore, period. So they just aren't. But one book I did read here a while back that I would absolutely, not car related, but I absolutely would encourage anyone to read because it is well worth it. And I've got a couple of excerpts marked I'm going to read you. And we've talked about some of this stuff before. If you have not seen this, don't have it, haven't read it, get it, read it, you will laugh. This is a book I read about a year ago, and it is awesome. Mel Brooks. If you haven't read the Mel Brooks All About Me book, you have to read it. We've talked about Blazing Saddles on here, about how iconic some of those movies are. Get it, read it, love it, hug it. It's awesome. And if anybody that has seen those movies, when you read this book, it sounds just like, because Mel Brooks did it, it is him telling the story. Alex's dad actually worked for Mel Brooks in the 50s. That's cool. But just to give you a couple of ideas of some of the stuff in here, we've talked about Blazing Saddles on here before. And I know you guys all love it. It's hilarious. And a quick excerpt from this book, just to give you an idea, is they did the showing, the initial showing. Audience loved it, laughed. You know, he walked out of the studio or out of the theater, you know, just on cloud nine. Everybody thought it was great. And it says, my worries about whether or not the audience would get and embrace Blazing Saddles went out the window that night. Everything worked except for one slight hitch. The head of Warner Brothers, who hadn't seen any of the footage before, grabbed me on the way out of the screening. He pulled me into the manager's office of the theater. And I grabbed John Callie to come with me for moral support. He handed me a yellow legal pad and a pencil and said, "Take notes. Farting scene out." I said, "Farting scene out." He said, "No punching a horse. Cannot punch a horse." I said, "How stupid of me. How silly. Can't hit a horse. Mongo punching horse out." It went on and on and on. And there's some other stuff there, but to get to the end, more stuff he wanted taken out. It says, "I'm taking all these notes. He's running a film studio. He should realize that if I had listened to every single thing that he wanted me to cut, we'd have the shortest movie in the history of film." I sat down after he left, tore the page of notes off the yellow legal pad, crumpled it up, and threw it in the wastebasket. I never changed a thing. So that's, there again, like I said, that's just what's in. Yeah, Mark's rolling already. But another one talking about the movie Spaceballs, about how Spaceballs came about, says, "My son Max loved the Star Wars movies. I would take him to various showings of them. And for his 10th birthday, he had a Star Wars themed birthday party. And boy, did those kids love it. So I thought, science fiction. Now there's a genre I haven't wrecked yet. And that's literally how he put it in there." That's just a couple of them out of this book. It's a big book. It is hilarious. You guys will love it. And that's right. I mean, it's iconic, Michael. Blazing Saddles is iconic. It's just so hilarious. So you guys, I know we've talked about Blazing Saddles and Mel Brooks on here before, and you guys have asked occasionally throw a book in here that you got that I enjoyed. This one was hilarious. You'll love it. In fact, the reviews on the back, of course, every book has reviews on the back. The last review says, "Not since the Bible have I read anything so powerful and poignant. And to boot, it's a lot funnier." Reviewer was a gentleman by the name of M. Brooks. Yeah, he put his own review on the back of his own book. X-Ray Dean's here. Okay, lots of comments. Numero Uno says that Sterling is a late Mark III. Advertised in Brazil, Argentina, and Mexico. Yeah, that's what the consignor sure hope for a bidding war. That's for sure. And that's true, Michael. You cannot show Blazing Saddles in a theater today. There is no way. In fact, I saw a meme one time that said they did edit Blazing Saddles, and they did clean it up for TV, and that actually was going to air tonight from 8 to 8:07. I thought that was a great meme. Alex, I haven't read the book. He did my birthday party as a 100-year-old man around 1960. Holy cow. That would be pretty awesome to have that memory. Big Job made it. Glad you made it tonight, Big Job. Sam's here with us. So anyway, that's well worth it. You guys will super enjoy that book. So if you guys keep liking that, I'll throw one in every now and again, not on a regular basis, but this one, well worth the read. Mark said the first time they said Blazing Saddles, they were literally crying. They couldn't stop laughing. That could very easily happen. Bible movie, Mel Brooks, that was in History of the World. I think, Leo, you're talking about History of the World, where Moses comes out with these 15 commandments on these stone tablets, and then he drops one. And now it's 10 commandments. So, yeah, he is still alive. Said reading that book is literally like hearing him talk in a movie, and it's great. You guys will love it. So, anyway, what else? New inventory. Like I said, I picked up a bunch of cars this week. We'll get back on normal track here. High Anxiety was great. I've not seen that one. Randall's digging the book club. All right, Nut Farm's liking the book club. So we'll keep throwing them in every while. Well, Michael Gagol said, yeah, I loves him. He's like, Mel Brooks is just hilarious. It's tasteless. It's tacky. It's crude. And it is some of the funniest stuff that's ever been made. So. So I got to see High Anxiety. So I'll have to check that one out. So Anyway, what did we pick up this week? Picked up several cars, actually. Dad and I got to hauling the other day, ended up making 4 runs. Picked up, one run was just parts, a 64 Ford bed, half-ton fleet side bed that somebody had turned into a trailer. It's a pretty good bed, and some other Ford truck parts. Pretty decent 65 F100 short bed step side, complete pickup, pretty nice truck. I don't know if we'll get to the 69 Caprice Ford or not. Well, you're coming here pretty quick, so I'm not sure. 66 Ford Econoline van, once again, complete. It's a little rough. It's got some rust in it, but it is a totally complete 66 Econoline. 48 Ford F5, complete truck. 66 Ford COE, just the cab and sheet metal, no chassis, but definitely got all the good and it's pretty good sheet metal too. But I take the 66 or 67 snub nose COE. And 57 Cadillac, Ford hardtop. So it's missing a few pieces, but it's a pretty good parts car too. So we will definitely be getting content up on all of that stuff. Actually, I got so much stuff we got to do videos on. The convertible up front at the yard, Tom, that's that 50 Studebaker convertible. I think that's the one you're talking about. So I put that 50 Studebaker convertible up by the gate. So there is a full video on it as well. So if you want to check it out, Tom, or stop by, you're not very far away. So like I said, I bet we got 20 cars to do videos on. So I've got to get some new inventory videos shot and get some of that stuff caught up. So anyway, promo, badges, emblems, story time. Old School made it tonight. But before we get into the promo model, we're going to do something else. Bonus drawing time. Let's do a bonus drawing. For this, whatever this is. Perfect, Leo. Thanks. Remember, these are just bonus drawings. They do not ship by themselves. They will ship in your next shipment. And I actually got a whole bunch of stuff caught up on shipping. Yes, Tweedly D, I did get you. I think the only X-Ray Dean, we've got a few old ones on yours we need to get squared up. Other than that, I think we're in pretty good shape. But I think, Dean, I've got a couple of you from the end of July, and I did get yours, Tweedly D, and I got Leo, so that should catch all that up. And I did find a few extra bonus drawing pieces in the bottom of the tub that had not gotten shipped, so that you guys will be getting. There are a few of you guys that have some of those coming yet. So, Alec Blanchett. Yes, Mark, I got yours as well. So let's see what we got. Alec got in this little pack. Custom cab, Ford custom cab. Let's tuck that back in there. And we got his name on that one to get in with his next box. And now Alex out for tonight, but he's not out for the raffle because these are bonuses, so you go right back in. But you can only win one bonus a night. But there's one for tonight. We'll catch another one here after a while. Billy Bowman's on with us tonight. All right, promo time. Neil's here with us. We're going to back up to some of the earlier promos tonight. That bread display is too tall. I don't know if you lost me there. But going back to the early 50s, these promos were not extremely detailed like some of the later ones were. This one still is in pretty good shape. Going all the way back to 1952 for this little Ford sedan in Sheridan Blue. Now, obviously, we can see a little bit of warpage in this one, but it's not busted up. The chrome's thin on it, not real shiny, but the ends of the bumpers aren't busted up. Even the hood ornament, which is cast into it, is not chipped off. The taillights and everything are there. Now, these were actually a metal base. This was a plastic body with a metal base. It actually, and this is kind of weird, typically when these have a metal base with no interior, they had like just a silver window. This actually has windows, and you can kind of see in it. There's just nothing there. That it actually had clear windows. It's there, and they were kind of soft. They weren't real hard. You can see me pressing on it there, and you can see down inside. There's just nothing there. But yeah, this is a nice blue, a nice deep blue. And it's early. It's got some warpage issues, like a lot of these had. Bill Wagaman's here with us, just in time for the promo. Original tires and hubcaps on this one as well. Like I said, just a basic metal base with axles on a nice little 52 Ford promo. All right, that means we're ready for badges and emblems. As usual, starting off with something pre-war. Alan got a 54 in blue like that. So a lot of you guys like the color. It is a nice deep blue. And on badges, we're going to back up and go with something kind of weird on this first badge. And it has an interesting history, but some of you guys may not have even heard of this one. For a company started by Billy Durant and Josiah Dort, they established the Flint Road Cart Company in 1886, which became the Durant Dort Carriage Company. When William Durant went off to set up Buick, GM, and Chevrolet, Josiah Dort stayed with the carriage business. However, in 1915, Dort entered the automobile business with the Dort Motor Company. The Dort was a well-made small car, and quality goes clear through was a company slogan. The first Dort was a 17-horsepower, 4-cylinder, 5-passenger touring, and was well received with nearly 9,000 units built the first year. A wide range of body styles were offered from 1917. Sales increased, and the post-First World War recession resulted in falling sales thereafter. A 45-horse, 6-cylinder model, it was introduced in 23 and was the only model offered in 1924, the last year of production. So this badge for the Dort, these were only made from like 16 to 24. So not something that's real common, but a super cool badge. This one obviously has some damage down here, but this is not one you come across very often. It had kind of wreaths along the side of it here. This is the later one, 16 to 24. In 1915, where this has, if you can see the little small letters up here where it says trademark, the initial ones, the early ones from 15 did not have this trademark logo stamped in it. Alex, they have a Dort at the Gilmore. So I don't think, they made these cars for 8 years. So there were a few different variations of them, but not a ton. This was also one that had a button on the back, which is broke off. But you can see in the back side of it, all this was all stamped into the metal. It's about 2 inches in diameter, to give you an idea on size. On this little Dort badge, used somewhere between 1916 and 1924. So it's basically almost guaranteed to be right at 100 years old, because 24 was the last year. So it's at least 100 years old, if not a little over. Nut Farm's never seen it before. Sweet. Jim found a Flint hubcap at a garage sale last week. Score. I've got a Flint badge, but I don't think I've got a Flint cap. Obviously had the white in the ringer with the wreaths in it, and then the deep blue background for the Dort. Flint, Michigan. Cool piece. Definitely unique, and definitely one that I was excited to have in our collection. X-Ray's never heard of it. Kevin hasn't seen it. Yeah. But that's what's fun about digging some of this early stuff out, is you see some weird stuff. Alex never heard of it. No, I do not have 2 of these. No. I've got a couple of other weird ones that I do have duplicates on, but I don't think I do on this one. Ken says there is a Dort Highway in Flint, Michigan. Probably named after the same dude. So kind of a cool one there. The next badge, I got to go over here to get. We're going to do another big badge. Remember we did a big badge once before? I got another big one to do tonight. So I'm going to go get it. I'm going to have to start from over here and see if we can even get this thing in the shot. Check that thing out. It's big. There you can kind of see the whole size of it. What this one was the tailgate bar off of a 62 Bonneville wagon. So this went all the way across the back of the tailgate. Alex says I outdid myself tonight. This one is 55 inches long. And about 3.5 tall at the tip of the letters from the base. So 55 inches. This is pot metal. It's got some pitting in it. It's not busted up. But I was like, man, this thing is so awesome. Has to be the largest emblem ever made. It's pretty big. But since the car was a Bonneville, it wasn't a Catalina. It had to be, it was upper trim scale. Yeah, this is off of 62. They may have used something similar in 61, but this is, 62, probably 62 only, if not maybe 61. Bonneville wagon only. So really neat piece. I was actually pretty excited. This came out of my buddy's yard that I do some content at. I've been in there hundreds of times, and I don't know if I just never flipped this gate up or what, but I found this about 6 or 8 months ago. I was like, man, this thing is awesome. And I was like, I kept it over the corner of the shop after I cleaned up, kept forgetting to do it. I've been meaning to bring it in for emblem time and just kept forgetting to do it. But it is huge. That's right, Kevin. They weren't scared to put chrome on them. It's not too heavy, Brian. It's got a little bit of weight to it, but it is pot metal. But it is neat. The 1962 Bonneville station wagon tailgate emblem, spear, weapon. I mean, it's got a pretty good point on it. Buck a foot, yeah. Well, 55 inches, so almost 5 feet. And then, and obviously it went most of the way to the end of the tailgate, so. So there's the big badge for tonight. Leo's trying to buy this. I think I'm going to keep this. Of course, it probably costs $50 just to ship it for as big as it is. So there it is, the 62 Bonneville station wagon tailgate emblem. Put it back away over here. You got to make sure it's leaning in the corner solid so it don't fall over. That's right, big job. Today, most of the whole car ain't much wider than that. So there we have it, the 62 Bonneville tailgate emblem, as well as the Dort badge from 1916 to 1924. That's another point, Alex. There's also more metal in that than most new cars. The Jim says that might be a record holder. Yeah, it's probably, I don't remember how big that Nova tail panel was, but it was about that big, but that might be a little longer. But for story time tonight, we're going to talk about a car that Dad bought about, 20 years ago probably. Kept it around for a while. Kind of a neat old car that Dad had always wanted. We found this car actually local, only about 20 miles from here, and ran to the old boy that had it, and it was a super cool car, and also if he wanted to sell it to let us know. And I'll be darned if he didn't get a hold of us one day and said, hey, it's time for it to go. So Dad bought it, picked it up, had it for quite a while, and then traded it off on another old Ford, and had a guy that wanted this. So I think he got his 40 pickup in on trade on this, and I believe this car is in Wichita now. On this 1940 Ford Deluxe two-door sedan. This was kind of it was not a high point restoration. It was a nice driver, but the reason being is it was a really nice original car that they basically just painted and did the upholstery in. We got a heck of a glare there, so I'm trying to keep some of that off. But it was a pretty good looking old car. It was a deep burgundy. Dad actually ended up taking the original caps off and putting 56 Olds Fiesta caps on it. But it was just a nice, fun little two-door post or two-door sedan 40 Ford Deluxe. Like I said, not high point restoration because it was just such a good original car that they just fixed her up and they were having fun with it until the day decided it was time to go. And fortunately, we got the call and Dad picked that one up. So there's another one from years gone by. Like I said, I think the car's in Wichita. A guy I know said I was talking to him, and he's got one that describes up to just to be about identical to that one. So, but with that, I guess that brings us up to auction time. Who's ready for auctions? I think that checks everything off our list. Working our way up to a whole pile of coolness. Yes, Jim, that actually was Dad. That's Dad's 48 Roadmaster. This 48, the 48 Roadmaster's right there. One of these days, we're going to need to go out and start doing some content on some of Dad's cars too. But that 48 Roadmaster, I think he bought that in 78. Yes, can we help you? Do you need something? What? Did you come to say hi to everybody? Say hi. Michael's uncle actually raced a 40 Ford at Raceway Park. Yeah, back in the day, that's what they were. They were, a lot of those were turned into race cars. So what do you want? Everybody's saying hi. Are you going to say hi back? Hey, over here, dummy. Over here. Over here. They want to see you. Do you mind? I'm going to put these away and then we're going to start selling stuff. What are you going to do? Sit here and be in the way? Because you're very good at that. Yeah, she does want to dance on the keyboard. Yes, you've done that before. You've wrecked the whole chat before. Yes, I got to get ready to do stuff, productive stuff. We got work to do here, goofball. What? What? No, you don't go over that way. You just keep right on. No. How about you get down before you step on something you're not supposed to step on? Come here. You whip your tail at everybody. Yep, she does always show up at auction time. Yeah, Mike, she always jumps up here and kind of gets in the way of everything. Good. You sit over there. We're going to get into auction time. All right. Auction time. As always, speaking of, we ain't got any of these out yet tonight. Boom. Sorry about that, guys. What the heck? Let's just get one of those, too. We'll pick up an item. We'll talk at it. We'll talk about it. We'll look at it. We'll talk about the description. We'll talk about any flaws. We'll talk about that car a little bit. We may give you some dimensions on it. As we're describing the piece, if you guys are interested in it, throw a bid out there so I know that we've got interest. After we get done with the description, I will put it on a timer right here on my phone. I keep my phone right here on the corner of the computer. I will watch the timer. We will go 2 minutes. I will tell you when 1 minute has passed. I will tell you when 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. That way, if you guys know where we're at. Now, everybody does experience a delay. Now, is your delay 5 seconds or 30 seconds? I don't know, but sometimes they can be up to 30 seconds, and sometimes comments go through almost immediately. I go by what I see on my screen first, whether that's on Facebook or YouTube. I go by what I see on my screens first. And I do understand sometimes you guys see different stuff on your screens, but all I can do is go by what my systems are showing me. So just like Mark mentioned, full dollar amounts only. I don't care if you'll just bump it $1, but full dollar amounts only, just because I'm trying to keep up with a lot of this and it keeps getting busy. And as we tick along, just like right now, as we're getting close to 1 minute, I will tell you when 1 minute has passed. And then when I tell you the 1 minute 30 has passed, depending on your delay, that way you know where you're at. So Scott's friend built a 40 coupe. Started with a $50 body. That can all be done. They're hard to find, but it can be done. We'll start off with a few cheaper items as X-Ray's thirsty again. Okay, no problem. We'll just keep feeding them to you. We'll start off with a few cheaper items, and I will read all bids as I see them for the first few items, just so you guys try to get a feel for what I'm seeing, so you guys can kind of figure out where your delays are at. So we got some cool stuff tonight. We've got a great mix: matchbooks, license plates, a couple of oil cans, some cool emblems, some grease caps, some hubcaps, some badges. So that's right, Alec. The Canadian buyers or any non-U.S. buyers, you can play. You're more than welcome to play. However, if you're out of the country, you will have to figure out how to get me paid, which is typically a wire, which there is a fee associated with. And you will also be responsible for non-U.S. shipping. This thing kind of funds itself. So if we spend several $100s shipping a couple boxes overseas, it kind of wrecks it for everybody. Yeah, you can bring gold coins, Alex. So I do not have any valve covers tonight, Brian. So no valve covers tonight. That's right, Tom. You're close. You don't have to pay shipping at least. So, but we've only got one piece that we're going to have shipping on tonight. We've got a bigger toy, and it's kind of a project toy. So there's going to be $15 shipping on that toy. Other than that, shipping will be included on all of this stuff in your final bid. If you're not sure how it works and you want to bid, go ahead and jump in there. And if you're not sure how to do it, I take check, money order, Western Union, PayPal, friends and family. If you're not sure how to do any of that, have any questions, but you want to go ahead and play, go ahead and play. My number is in the description. Call me tomorrow. We'll figure it out. No big deal. Everybody is already sighting in right now. So the Hemi valve cover, I don't know what I'm going to do with it because I don't have a chrome one. I got a lot of Hemi valve covers, but I don't have a chrome one. Even though that was kind of rough, I haven't decided if I'm going to get rid of it yet. So I'm not sure. Not sure on the Hemi valve cover, on that chrome Hemi valve cover, what I'm going to do with it. I do know I'll give you a Hudson badge, though. So anyway, let's start sorting through some stuff tonight. See what we've got ready for you guys. And we've got some cool stuff. And like I said, we'll start off with a few cheaper things. And another good idea before we get rolling here, go ahead and hit refresh. Refresh your system. Sometimes that does help get you up to current speed if your system is off a little bit. So give you a few seconds to hit refresh. We'll give you another Auburn badge, and we're going to be ready to roll. And everybody is locked and loaded the way it sounds. And in fact, that's what Leo just said, locked and loaded. Everybody's checking their sights. Nut Farm's got his darts sighted in. What do you got? You, dummy. Yes, you. No, stay over there. You're perfectly fine where you're at. Let's start off with some matchbooks. Where's the history on the Hudson badge? The Hudson badge, we just basically, I think it was just used as an emblem one night. We were talking about it. And Alec is ready to go too. Tractor Mike is broke today. So he said, we need cheaper things. Farmers be broke these days. So, but the Hudson badge, I think we talked about it, and I held it up and somebody said drink. So then we held it up again and somebody said drink. And a little bit later, we held it up again and somebody said drink. And that's basically just how it started. So it's just kind of become a staple. And then after I started doing all the work with Doug Prey and Adam Prey at the Auburn Cord-Duesenberg Company, I got this one from Doug. This is straight off the shelf at Auburn Cord-Duesenberg. Obviously, it's a whammoed one. But everybody loved this badge when we got this one out. So they kind of just both became the drink badges whenever we hold them up, whichever one you want. So that's it. Yeah, it is funny how stuff works out. So that's what they are. They sit here on my desk every week just for that. So anyway, let's get to some matchbooks. Let's get rolling. And there again, some of these matchbooks aren't always cars, but the graphics are so amazing. These are actually hotels, and they are killer. Starting off with the Hotel Youngblood, the air-conditioned Hotel Youngblood in Enid, Oklahoma. Leo's at 10, he don't even care. And they're well worth it. So check this thing out. Amazing graphics on that one. Nothing on the inside. X-Ray Dean at 12. The next one, the Grande Courts. America's finest tourist quarters. Lawn Piper Manager. Turn west through Brackenridge Park on Broadway, San Antonio, Texas. The Grande Courts, America's finest tourist headquarters. This one actually has a map to the Grande Courts on the inside. I mean, this is how important matchbooks were back in the day. You know, now we just hit the dot on our phone and we go. Map in the matchbooks with that artwork. Leo at 13. And one more, and this one is also amazing. The Hotel Taft from 1939 in New York City. Visit the World's Fair. Charles at 15. The Taft Hotel in New York, 1939 for the World's Fair. Had something there, but it's torn off. Leo at 17. Let's get the timer boogie, and Alex at 20. These things are super cool. Like I said, it just shows you how important these were back in the day. Leo 21, Mark 23. Leo 24. I thought the World's Fair one was pretty historic. Yeah. 1939, New York City. And just look at the graphics for the 30s. I mean, it's just amazing. Alex 25. Mark 25. And there's the 1 minute mark. Alex at 25, Mark at 28. And there's the minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Mark at 28. As we tick away, we're getting close to the 2 minute mark. Mark at 28. A few seconds left. Is anybody going to snipe him or are you going to jump in? Mark at 28. And that does it. He got him done at 28. Mark tried to cover himself, and it came in too late, fortunately, but they are cool pieces, that's for sure. Up next, let's do a couple more of these little tiny Kansas license plate keychains. These are the little DAV license plate you can put on your keys. The first one does not have a year. It just has black on it. We're going to do a pair of these. The other ones are 1952s, DK Dickinson County. These were keychains. They were guaranteed return postage by the DAV. I don't know if they were a fundraiser or what for them. But an early 1952 and then this black one, I'm not sure what year those are. I don't know if they just quit putting years on them eventually or what. I don't know much about these things, but they're super cool. We like license plates, so we've been digging a few of them in, throwing a few of these in on the plates. So, keychain plates. These are tiny because they are little keychains. So they're like 1 inch by 1/2 inch. All right. Anybody on the keychain plates? Or do we mix them in with something else? Tractor Mike at 10. We're going to go ahead and roll with them. These aren't even Finney counties. Tractor Mike at 10 on the pair. You get both of them, the pair of the keychain plates. 1952 and the black ones. Hey, Kat, you're making it tough to stack stuff up here. Yes, I'm trying to get stuff ready for the auction if you don't mind. Tractor Mike at 10. Leo at 12. As we're coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute has now passed. Leo at 12. And one gray cat in the way. Tractor Mike at 14. As we hit 1:30. Leo at 15. Few seconds left. Leo at 15 on both little plates. And that'll do it. Leo at 15. Too rich for a broke farmer. That's right. All right, couple of cans. I'm gonna do a pair of cans. I didn't find any good cans to dig out tonight, so I've got a couple of. They're just fair, so I'm gonna put them here together. Joe's Classics made it tonight. We're gonna sell you a pair of Phillips 66 cans. One of them is a more common cardboard gold Trop Arctic. We've done some of these in the past. This is your basic gold quart, probably early 80s. It's got a little blemish over here. We've got another Phillips 66 can that's going to go with it, the heavy duty premium motor oil. And this is, the black could be 69 plates. This is a metal can, but it's rusted out on the top, but it still looks super cool. It's burgundy with the old school orange Phillips 66 on it, old school metal seam on it, lube protection for every make of car and truck with the details on the back. On the orange shielded heavy duty Phillips 66. This, like I said, this is rusted out on the top though. Alec at 12, but the front looks good. You sit it up on the shelf, the front looks cool. Orange shield. Since they're both kind of mediocre cans, we're going to sell them both together. I've got Alec at 12. Leo at 17 as we get these things on the timer and rolling. You're getting both of them shipped to you for one money. Leo at 17. So yeah, right, Dean. The top looks rough, but here's where you sit it on the shelf. Looks pretty cool. X-ray at 18. Leo 19. Alec at 20. Kevin at 22. Kevin's back on with us. Kevin at 22. As we hit that 1 minute mark, Kevin at 22. Leo at 23. Off the keyboard. Kevin at 25. And there's the minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Kevin at 25. Leo at 27. Ticking away, about done with this one. A few seconds left. Leo at 27. And that does it. Leo at 27. We're using a grease cap for a pillow now. Yes, we're going to get some grease caps in tonight after we get the cat off of them. Alec came back at 30 after the fact. That popped up after the fact. So Alec was trying just a little late on that one. Up next, let's get a license plate in here. This one's got the screw holes are damaged on a little bit, but it's got good color. It's a good number, and it's a truck plate from 1975, and it's 3-digit, which is kind of cool. $1975 WH farm truck, $399. Now, like I said, it's got some damage around the mounting holes, which actually kind of whammoed part of the 5. Nice green color. The truck is actually embossed in it. It is stamped in there. Leo at 10. The farm is a sticker, 6M farm, 399 3-digit, WH County, truck actually stamped in it. It's weird, they actually stamped that stuff in the plates. Joe needs an Arkansas 51. Do not have much for Arkansas stuff around here. Leo at 10. Let's get this thing on the timer on the 1975 truck 399 farm plate. You can see it's got a nice shine on the green. The paint's really pretty good. I think it's been well preserved. A little bit of chipping in it, and then the damage around the screw holes. So, Tractor Mike at 12. You like your new pillow? It doesn't look very comfortable. I don't think a grease cap's a very good pillow, but I have not seen Norma in a while. She had some, I know her mom passed away, and she's been in and out a little bit on Toy Tuesdays, but prejudiced estates with 2 fewer letters in their name. Yep, I guess we could write an AR on there. Leo at 13. Just past the 1 minute mark. Leo at 13. Kevin at 20. And there's the minute 30 mark. 1 minute 30 seconds has passed. Kevin at 20. Michael at 15 over here. I've got Kevin at 20 on YouTube. Michael Gagola at 24. Coming down to the wire on this one. We've got a few seconds left. We're about ready to wrap it up. Michael at 24. Leo at 25, and that will do it. Holy cow. Leo got that one in there at about 158.5. Kevin at 26. But Leo at 25 is who was there at the 200 mark. Auburn badge. Yeah, Leo's on fire tonight, and he hit that one dead on. I mean, that was one of those he had about a second to spare when it hit. But let's do an Auburn badge. Reason being is we've done a few of these, and I've got this one and maybe 1 or 2 more left. So I told you I had a few of these. They're super cool. They're not highly desirable or highly valuable, but they are awesome. This came straight out of Doug Prey's parts bin. This is a 12-cylinder Auburn piston. We've done a few of these. I've got a couple more to go. These were oddballs, obviously, that they weren't going to use in a complete engine. Leo at 10, so he agreed to sell them to me at a good price where we could pass them on to you. I mean, they make great pencil holders. I've literally got them on my desk. Alex at 30, but they're great for putting pens and pencils in. Kevin at 40, but it is a piston straight off of Doug's shelf. Yeah, Pete got one, and I think Travis got one. I think I got 1 or 2 more left, but these were the oddballs that they couldn't use. And Doug thought that they were 12-cylinder, but we didn't have a way to check them. There's no numbers on them. So Kevin at 40 on the Auburn piston. Leo at 41. Straight from Auburn Cord Duesenberg, right off the shelf. And like I said, Doug thought they were 12-cylinder, but there was no way to know for sure. Kevin at 50. Tractor Mike at 45. I've got Kevin at 50. Diameter 2 3/4. About 2 3/4 in diameter. And 3.5 high. Kevin at 50. Tractor Mike at 51. So just kind of a cool piece. Alex says it is 12-cylinder. So Alex at 55. And there's the 1 minute mark. Alex at 55 on the Auburn Piston. Tractor Mike at 60. And there's the minute 30 mark. Tractor Mike at 60 as we hit minute 30, the minute 30 mark. Kevin at 65. Nut Farm's taking cover. There's only a few seconds left. Kevin at 65. We're down to the wire on this one. Just about ready to wrap it up. And that does it. Kevin at 65 on the Auburn Piston. Leo at 66, a little too late. Better have another Auburn badge after that one. Holy cow, that was fun. How about a regular hubcap? Let's get into some caps. Cat, what are you doing? You're clicking on stuff you shouldn't be clicking on, Cat. We did a chrome one of these a while back. Kevin needs 11 more. These are cute little caps. We did a chrome one. This one was a factory painted one, and it is early 60s era Ford Falcon. This is just a cute, nice little cap, original paint. It's pretty cool. Like I said, we did a chrome one here a couple months ago. This is a painted version of it, but it looks to be original paint. We can see the Ford lettering was, if you guys can't tell, it was kind of red, which is kind of faded, but a really nice straight cap that was factory painted, never chromed, primer on the back. It's not beat up, a few scuffs and scratches, but just a nice looking, clean little cap on this early 60s era Falcon, maybe Fairlane. It is 9.5 in diameter on the little Falcon cap. And Mark Falcon at 15 on the Falcon cap. Good looking little cap. Let's get this thing boogieing. Leo at 20. Rusty at 20. I had Leo at 20 first. Mark at 23. Yep, there's another one that does look exactly like a giant bottle cap. And there's 1 minute. Oh, and by the way, Big Job, since I've got you on, fire me your address off again if you get a second. I've got some plates packaged up for you, and I haven't had time to dig your address out. So if you can fire that off to me, I would appreciate it so I can get those plates going. Rusty at 25. Mark at 27. And there's the minute 30 mark. As we hit the minute 30 mark, Mark at 27. Okay, no problem, Big Job. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page. That's about the only thing I've got laying here that hasn't shipped yet. Coming down to the wire. Just about done. Mark at 27. Few seconds left. And that does it. Mark at 27. On to more and cool things. Something else we all love. Besides another Hudson badge. Sweating that one out. That's a nice little clean little cap. It is. So grease caps. Chevrolet. This one is nice. It's clean. It's got some dings and dents. They all do. But the logo in the background is really clean on this. I think this is probably late 20s, maybe early 30s. Chevrolet. Got a few dents and nicks over here around the edge, but right here, the Chevrolet is super clear. It's got kind of a textured background to it. Tony at 10. Nut Farm's fingers getting itchy. Well, you like grease caps? I know. Oh, speaking of which, Nut Farm, real quick. Did you pay me twice last week? I had 2 payments pop up. So double check. Alex at 25, because if not, you've got credit. So I think it came through twice. So we need to make sure we get that straight. And Randall, I forgot about that. This had the hex part right behind the smooth circle, threaded on the inside like these all were. And it is 3 3/8 across the front. Tony at 30. Okay, no problem, Randall. I just want to make sure we stay square. So 3 3/8 diameter on the Chevrolet grease cap. Tony at 30. Like I said, this is all real clear, pretty smooth and flat, other than some damage down around these edges, but a good-looking cap. Tony at 30. We're on the timer. We're boogieing along. Alex at 35. Leo, 36. I would lay my stuff out here that I'm going to sell next if somebody wasn't in my way. How about I stack hood ornaments on you? You like hood ornaments? Yep, we got a hood ornament coming up. Leo at 36. As we hit that 1 minute mark, Leo at 36, we got some hearts flowing. That's awesome. Glad you guys are excited. Hearts, fireworks, it's all great. Leo at 36 on the Chevrolet grease cap. She hasn't moved yet either. And there's the minute 30. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Leo at 36. Travis is here with us. Leo at 36 as we come down to the wire on the little Chevy grease cap. Shopcat's here. Pete at 40. Few seconds left. Tony at 37. Pete's got him covered at 40. We only got a few seconds to go. And that does it. Pete at 40. Brian Dispatch at 44 at 2:02. Pete at 40 is who I had at 2 minutes. Alex at 44. Brian at 44. Pete got lucky on that one. There was a whole bunch more in there that just didn't come through. Till a few seconds too late. All right, now we're going to sell this hood ornament. She hasn't even flinched. I literally just stacked it on her, and she hasn't even flinched. Literally. There's the hood ornament stacked on Gray Kitty. She ain't even flinching. So, anyway, you kind of saw it there. It's not in the best shape, but it's not busted. But it does have some pitting, but it is kind of a cool rocket plane type shape. Check this thing out. Coming right at you. Actually, it's kind of more like UFO. What this is, from what I can tell, from what I can figure, and it had a little dish that went below it, was like 52 DeSoto. It's tweaked right here. This one end is tweaked a little bit. It's not as shiny as it should be. It's got some light pitting in it. Leo at 10, it's a display piece. I mean, it would need work if you were going to put it on a car and use it. But it's just a cool shape. I mean, I don't know if it could be a UFO, could be a jet fighter. Who knows? But there it is, 1952 DeSoto hood ornament. Leo is starting us off at 10. This thing is 13, about 13 and 5/8 wingspan. And it's about 8 1/4 from here. So about 8 1/4, about 13 and 5/8. That's right, Rusty. Look like a B-52. Coming right at you. Leo at 10. Let's get this thing rolling. It's got gray kitty fur on it now. Kevin at 12. Travis at 13. 52 DeSoto is what I think it is. I don't know if it was a message was this car flies or not. But with the little scoop that kind of went in under this that kind of dished into the hood, it did kind of make it look like a jet air intake type thing. So Travis at 13 as we hit the 1 minute mark. Great hood ornament for that. And there's the minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Michael at 15. John at 15. I had Michael first on Facebook at 15. Michael Glagola at 15. A little bit of time left on this, but not much. We're getting close to the end. Mark, that was just an age on. Okay. Travis at 17. Few seconds left. Travis at 17 on the DeSoto hood ornament. Tony at 20, and that does it. Tony got that one in at about 159. Tony at 20. Travis came back at 21, just a little bit too late. Michael popped up over here at 18, but we had Tony at 20 at the 2 minute mark. What? What are you doing? Meow. All right. We did a few of these here, probably a month ago. I've got a few more to do. If you guys remember, we're going to do a Hudson badge real quick. The scrapbooks with all the ads in them, and we've got another one. Most of these, I think, were cut out of magazine ads, color magazine ads. Kevin L's got to bail off. Glad you were here tonight for a while. But these are, the bulk of these, I think, were magazine ads that were cut out. We did a few of these. We're going to do a couple more. We're going to do this one right now. So let's check it out. These, I believe, like I said, were cut out of magazines. This is kind of a menagerie of different ones. Starting off with Chevy pickups and Volkswagens. Like I said, this one's kind of a little bit of everything. You're right, Shopcat. That 53 Hudson ornament is pretty similar to that. Henry J, Volkswagens, Studebaker, Cadillac, Auburn, Hispano Suizo, Duesenberg, some more Auburns. Like I said, these are cut out of color ads or color articles. Willys, DeSoto, Nash, Buick, Lincoln, Tucker. Alex at 25. DeSoto, Lark, Cadillacs. This, like I said, this has got a little bit of everything in it. Nash, Studebaker, Nash. More Studebakers, 52s. More Studebakers. More Studebakers. Lots of Studebakers in this one. Some Pacers. Even a Datsun. I don't know where the heck that came from. Some Datsuns. A few more AMCs. Mercury's, Fords. Some more Fords, including a Mercury Woody. Looks like an old ad, like they cut that out of an old ad for the Mercury Woody. A few Pontiacs, and a few more Chevy trucks. Leo at 26, and some more old Chevy trucks. These are really cool. These are great Chevy truck ads. Only guy to buy a Pacer is me. That's because I got yours. You're just mad because you sold me your Pacer. Alex at 25, Leo at 26. We are on the timer on this scrapbook. Like I said, I think these were cut. Most of these were cut like out of old Time or out of like Life magazine ads, but I'm not sure. So that's what we've got. Leo at 26. We are on the timer on the scrapbook with this one. Like I said, literally a menagerie of all kinds of stuff. They did. You're right, Big Job. They did a nice job cutting out around the details on this. You know, like these steak trucks, they even got the tarp over the load trimmed out nicely. Alex at 30. And there's the 1 minute mark. I've got Alex at 30. Leo at 31. The Valley School School Bus. Kevin at 32. And there's the minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds is gone. Edward Scissorhands collection. That's could be true, yeah. Travis at 35. Few seconds left. We're coming out of the wire. Travis at 35. Leo at 37, and that does it. Leo snuck it in there right at the 159 mark at 37. The goat's here. All right. Having a lot of fun tonight. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. And we're going to do something a little bit different. We haven't done it this way before. We're going to show you some license plates. And we're going to sell this to you. The 1962 Kansas plate in 3-digit. It's weird because it's got really nice paint and all kinds of little tiny dingies. And it's a 3-digit 20562. And see how it's got all these little tiny dents in it. Little teeny tiny dents all over it. But the paint is beautiful and deep and shiny. Back looks pretty decent. Kind of a deep forest green with white letters. And I don't know why this just hit me tonight. We haven't done it before. Let's throw the little ones in with the big ones. Travis at 15, yes. We're going to throw in a set of 62 keychains with the 62 plate. Kevin at 20. I thought, what the heck? Let's do something different. So you're going to get it all. Alex at 20. I've got Kevin first at 20. And you get the keychains and the license plate. Travis at 21. Alex at 25. That's another good thought there. Nut Farm. It was buckshot. The farmers from the farmer's daughter. Travis at 30. So, yeah, what the heck? I thought something different. We'll mix it up. We'll sell some keychains. We'll sell some plates. We'll mix them together. What the heck? We'll get crazy. I don't think it would be hail damage. They're too tiny. Kevin at 32. I mean, they're just little teeny tiny. Travis at 35. And that, BB practice, but the thing about it is it didn't chip up the paint. I mean, I don't know, it has all these little tiny dinghies, but didn't chip up the paint. So I don't know. Interesting story, but who knows how it got that way. But you're getting it all. Travis at 35. Michael saying BB gun practice. Everybody says BB gun practice, but I'm just shocked it didn't break the paint. Pea gravel. 1 minute's gone. There's the 1 minute mark. Can we see the timer in here while we're at it? Yep, there it is. We can see it ticking away. Still shiny enough to see that. We're at 109, 110. Yeah, no kidding, Brian. I wonder what the car looked like. Travis at 35. And there's the minute 30 mark. That Extra 18 says farmer could have been using rock salt. That may have done it. That's right, Leo. If it could talk, we might not want to know the story either. You never know. Sometimes you might not want to know the whole story. But I know we're getting short on time, and we've got a few seconds left, and we've got Travis at 35 as of right now. And that does it. Travis at 35. All right. Let's do another grease cap. We love grease caps. Like I said, I got almost 50 of them at the Springfield swap meet. I've gotten a few out of that box. I got to sort through that box because there's some stuff in there that I don't think I've got either. But this one I'm pretty sure I've got, so I'm going to sell this one to you, and it is super cool. It is from in the mid-20s, so it's definitely got some age to it. Right at 100 years old. Still looks great for its age, considering it is 100 years old. But this is a different piece. It's kind of unique. Tony's don't care. He's at 10. Once again, involving Billy Durant. After his final departure from GM, Billy Durant set up Durant Motors, then decided to produce a low-price car to compete with the Model T. Billy Durant's Star was introduced in 1922. The Star was made from 22 until about 26 before it was just rolled back into, or 26 to 22 to 28. Okay, everybody likes it. Leo 12, Randall at 20, Leo at 21, Dean X-Ray at 22 on the Star. So this is somewhere between 22 and 28. Really in good shape. It's got some scuffs around the edges. It has the hex head so you can spin it on and off. Threaded on the inside. Obviously, the chrome has definitely lost some of its shine. It's got some wear to it. X-Ray at 28. But the Star is right there. It's pretty clear. It's dented a little bit over here. But overall, it's right there. Cat, you got to get off the keyboard. I keep getting these weird boxes popping up, and you're going to wreck something. Randall at 30. So let's get this thing rolling. Does it have the shield on the Star? Tony at 31. Leo at 31. I had Tony first. This is all this cap has. It's just strictly the Star on this cap. It is. Yeah, why don't you hop down? That'd be a great idea. 2 inches across the hex part, a little over 2 inches on the round part. Leo at 33. Alex at 40. Nut Farm at 35. I've got Alex at 40 first. Leo at 41 as we hit the 1 minute mark. Alex at 45. Big Job says there's snipers out there for this one. There could be. Obviously been a lot of activity on it. If I can keep a hold of it here. Randall at 50 at the Nut Farm as we hit the minute 30 mark. Leo at 51. Dean put up a duck, and that might be a good idea. Leo at 51. We've got a few seconds left, but it's getting short on time. We're winding down here. Leo at 51. Keep a close eye on things in case it gets interesting. Leo at 51 as we're coming down to the wire. Alex at 55. And that does it. Alex at 55. Nut Farm at 52 right at the same time. Alex is 55. Had him covered. Those are cool pieces. Okay. What's up next? Oh, I'm going to show you guys this big toy truck. $15 shipping on it because it's pretty decent sized. If there's even any interest in it. It's kind of a project truck, but it's been sitting here for a while, and I'm not going to do anything with it. It is early. It's probably 30s. Structurally, it's good. It's solid, but it does not have wheels. I'm going to show it to you. If you guys want to bid on it, great. If you're not interested in it, that's fine. But it's been laying here. I need to do something with it. So I'm going to show it to you, and you tell me what you think. It does have a little bit of weight to it. This isn't old school. Like I said, this thing is probably 30s era. I'm sure you can probably get reproduction tires and wheels for this thing. But like I said, it's fairly decent sized. And I don't know if you guys aren't, how much interest you guys are going to have in it. So $15 shipping if it sells. If nobody wants it, that's fine. I'll take it to the swap meet or something. But it is cool. It is probably 30s era, I think. So we'll take a look at it, see what you guys think. Check this beast out. Dump truck. Now Alex has to find a star. This actually has, it didn't even have a rod for it. It actually stood on these stands. The bed tipped on these stands. Leo at 25. Tractor Mike at 25. Rusty at 20. So there it is. Okay, I'm glad you guys like it. I thought it was cool, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So Rusty at 30. Kevin at 35. So you guys do think it's cool. Sweet. All right, let's get this thing rolling. Leo at 40. So we are live on the timer. Let me give you the size of this thing just so you guys have an idea. Kevin at 45. It's about 21 inches long. So it's Leo at 50. Tractor Mike at 36. Right at 21 inches. All the way out to the front bumper. Maybe a tick under. Leo at 50. And 5.5 high. But like I said, I'm sure you get some reproduction tires and wheels. Just straight axles going through. Kevin at 52. Tractor Mike at 42. I've got Kevin at 52. Mark says snipers are just squaring up. Could be, and we've got 1 minute left, so we're going to find out here shortly. Kevin at 52 on the toy truck, $15 shipping. This thing does have a little bit of weight to it, and but it is a unique piece. I hope you're feeling good, Alex. I hope everything went smooth with your surgery too. So. Like I said, I'm thinking it's 30s era. I didn't see any markings on it at all. I'll show you the whole bottom of it. Turn it into an RC truck. Leo at 53. Rusty, I think that's 55, Rusty. Yeah, 55. Minute 30 has passed. Rusty at 55, 15 shipping. Tractor Mike at 47, a little behind. Leo at 60. Back when toys were toys. Leo at 60. We're coming down to the wire. Kevin at 65. Few seconds left. What's going to happen to the sniper squaring up? No, that does it. Kevin at 65. Leo came back at 66 at 201, but I had Kevin at 65. Yep, I think it is a hit. Kevin at 65 plus shipping on that one. I should have weighed this thing because I bet it weighs 5 or 6 pounds. I mean, back when, toys were really metal. Unless you want to pick it up when you come through, Kevin, that's fine too. That's not a problem. So. Oh, yes, Great Kitty. I'm just putting the toy down. So, yeah, if you want to pick that up when you come through, that's fine too if you don't want it shipped. No big deal. All right, what's next? Ooh, another hubcap. Another hubcap. We got to do another regular hubcap. This is just cool. It's got the right weathered look. Looks great. Oh, speaking of which, while we got Tractor Mike on, I'm going to try to get Tractor Mike to come in here one of these Sundays and hang out with us. We got to get together. Me and Mike ain't hung out in a while, and which usually will probably mean multiple poor decisions will be made. But I'm trying to get Tractor Mike to do Sunday night with us. And we are going to go definitely do some of his tractors and stuff for sure. But who wants Tractor Mike on with us? I think it'll be a good time. I will not be held responsible for anything that happens on that episode. I will preface this with that. But I think we need to get Tractor Mike to come hang out with us. But on to the next cap. This has just got the right look. And it's something kind of different. Something for our truck fans from the international world. Mid-50s, old school, dinged up, a little bit of surface rust. Everybody's ready for some Tractor Mike. So like I said, if you didn't catch you need to go back and catch the Toy Tuesday from, when was that? Last November we did Toy Tuesday with his boat motor. He was here for an auction. We did Toy Tuesday, had a great time. So yeah, I just won't be responsible for anything that happens because things usually go south. I don't know. We get together and beer gets consumed and poor decisions get made. It happens. I don't know. But this IH cap is cool. Little surface rust, some things dense, but the IH is still very prevalent there, easy to see, not wiped out. The back of this thing also has surface rust on it, but just a good looking cap. This one is, I need my tape measure, dum-dum, because we're back. Right at 10 inches in diameter. Leo at 15. On the old school mid-50s IH cap. Kevin at 20. Joe's Classics at 20. I had Kevin first. Tractor Mike says exactly. That's right. Poor decisions get made. Joe's Classics at 25. 10 inches across. Like I said, it shows its age, but it's not destroyed. The IH logo looks great. So, Leo at 30. We are ticking away on this one. We'll see if we can get Tractor Mike in here. We're going to do some fun stuff with Tractor Mike coming up. Since he's a big farmer, this time of the year is just brutal on him. Joe's Classics at 22. But come this fall, this winter, we'll do some fun stuff. Might as well have an Ed McMahon. There we go. So Mike can be the Ed McMahon. So we could call it Monkey Shines with Mike or something like that. I don't know. Yep. Mike can be the Ed McMahon, I guess. It'll be fun. I know that. Joe's Classics at 32. And there's 1 minute. Great Kitty going to lose her job. Yeah. After lots of beers, it'll be real interesting. Yes, that has happened like one time when me and Mike hung out. We drank too much beer and things got weird. Like once. Minute 30's gone. There's the minute 30 mark. Joe's Classics at 32 on the super cool IH cap. Mid-50s era, mid to late 50s. when they went away from the triple diamond and to the IH. Joe's Classics at 32. We're getting close to the end on this one. We got a few seconds left. If there's any snipers in the wings, we're going to find out here real quick. Joe's Classics at 32. Kevin at 36. Dispatch at 50. And that does it. Brian Dispatch at 50. We'll add that to his stack for when he gets. Kevin came back at 52, but it was all too late. Brian Dispatch at 50. So we will add that to Brian's pile for when he gets here to pick up his Buick in a few weeks. If we really actually had Heather as a guest, like in studio, and Mike was here, we probably wouldn't get Mike back. Mike would probably not be paying any attention to us. So, yeah, that was some good shooting there on Brian Dispatch. That got interesting there at the end. And he barely got in. Kevin came back when he was too late. Joe's Classics was in there still shooting, but Mike brings up a good point. Hopefully we don't auction any motorcycles. I didn't do it. Might have to eat soup out on the road, yeah. One year at Mika, Mike may or may not have drank like a few too many beers and may or may not have bought a motorcycle at the end of the day that he didn't hardly remember buying. But it was pretty funny. So, yeah, that was a good time. It was a good time for me because I wasn't the moron with my hand in the air when they yanked the reserve. That was Mike. But, hey, it was funny. I could laugh about it. He had to write the check. So, but it was a good time. But we're still talking about it 10 years later. So it was a good thing it was a cheap motorcycle. But for no more than the motorcycle cost, it was well worth it because we're still talking about it 10 years later about how much fun it was. The one thing we haven't done yet tonight, we haven't given you a Hudson badge in a while. So, yes, it was a Harley. It was a 67 Sportster. So we got to haul that home. But we can talk about that more, too, when Mike gets here. But it was a lot of fun. But, hey, it was worth it because we're still talking about it 10 years later. We haven't done any enamel badges yet tonight. There was an old Hadoka Combat Wombat. I don't know if I've ever seen one of those at his car show with Sam. That'd be cool. Enamel badges. How about an enamel badge? This is a good one. Hang on, guys. This thing is beautiful. It's got one teeny tiny hole in it, but it looks great. It is a 1928, 95-year-old Studebaker. Check this thing out. This thing's beautiful. Tony at 10. This is a little tiny hole somebody drilled in it. Right there. Chip the white at the top. Leo at 15. Obviously, this is the wheel. The Studebaker wheel in the background. The Studebaker script. All the white in the script still looks good. Most of the white is still in the wheel. Leo at 20. Not far from 20. I had Leo first. This was one with the pressed-on button on the back. The button is broke off. This is a smaller one. There are different sizes on these Studebakers. This is 1 5/8 inches in diameter on the round part. Mark at 25. Tony at 25. And about 2 1/8 on tip to tip on the banner, 2 1/8. The Wombat is in Reno. It's called the Phantom Corsair. Leo at 27. So this is actually, you can feel the ridges in the wheel where that's stamped in. The Studebaker is enamel that has been laid in, as well as the white on the tire around it. Alex at 40 on the Studebaker badge. Let's get this thing rolling on the timer. 1928, I believe, was the smaller one from what I saw on AmericanAutoEmblems.com. But you guys, hopefully you can see the detail in this thing, you know, in the wheel right there. I'll show it on Facebook here in a minute as well. So you guys can hopefully get a little better look at the detail in the wheel on that thing. Leo at 45. But it's a cool piece. In fact, we've got some really cool pieces coming up, actually. These next few pieces are all going to be epic. Leo at 45. The diameter on the circle was 1 5/8 inches. 1 5/8 on the circle part, a little over 2 from tip to tip on the banner. Leo at 45 as we hit that 1 minute mark. Alex at 50. There's our minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Alex at 50 on the 1928-ish Studebaker badge. Coming down to the wire, we got a few seconds left. See if Alex is going to get sniped. Alex at 50, just about ready to wrap this up. Alex at 60, and that does it. Alex at 60 on Facebook. Bam, at like 158 out of nowhere. Holy cow. Alex Blanchett at 60. But don't worry, guys, because these next few pieces are all going to be awesome. One thing we haven't done in a while is an old license plate. Actually, it kind of matches the Studebaker, really. This one's got some age to it, and it's got some weathering to it, but it does appear to be original paint, and it does look pretty decent considering it is, once again, 95 years old on this 1928 Kansas plate. Leo at 15. This is, I think it was kind of a white with blue lettering. Obviously, we see some discoloration. Kevin at 25. Alex needs a 17. This is a bigger plate than what we're normally used to, so let's get some dimensions on it. It's 14 7/8 long. Alex at 45. Mark at 50. And 5 3/8. So 5 3/8 by 14 7/8. Leo at 60 on the 28 Kansas plate. It also has a little bit of damage up here around the screw hole on this side. But considering the thing's 95 years old, appears to be original paint, I'm going to call that a winner. Backside still looks pretty decent as well. Kevin at 62. I bet you are happy to get that, Alec. Man, that was like a perfect shot, like at 158. Leo at 70. I told you, we got another cool piece after this. I told you guys we got some really epic stuff coming up, so. Leo at 70 on the 1928 Kansas plate. Appears to be original paint. It was originally kind of an off-white with blue, but it's obviously discolored. Leo at 70. There's the 1 minute mark. I've got Leo at 70. Kevin at 72. That's a great play for the star that we're going to find for Alex. Yeah. And there's the minute 30 mark. Leo 75 at a minute 30. Coming down to the wire, we've got a few seconds left. I've got Leo at 75. And that does it. Leo at 75. Great looking plate. Another good point, big job. I forgot to mention that Bob Barker did pass away yesterday. Almost seems kind of weird. The guy was iconic. He was in, every living room the whole time I was growing up as a kid. He started doing game shows in the late 50s. Obviously, I was growing up in the 70s and 80s. Price is Right was on all the time. So that's another good. I forgot to mention that. I appreciate you bringing that up, big job. That, Bob Barker has passed away. It just seems kind of weird, but all right. And if you thought the awesomeness was over, you're wrong. We do have some more cool stuff coming up, including this one. Another grease cap, because we all love grease caps, me included. I'm just as bad as you guys. But this thing is super cool. Yeah, I did love it when in Happy Gilmore too, when he got in a fight with Adam Sandler on the golf course. Actually, Happy Gilmore, really one of the greatest things about golf, that as well as Caddyshack. So I don't play golf. I don't see how people do play golf. I couldn't go wander around chasing a ball for 2 or 3 hours. I got too much work to do. But Caddyshack and Happy Gilmore are both well worth watching, even though it is golf. Yeah, I saw that. He never had any kids, so I don't know. I'm sure he had that all set up to go somewhere. So, and that's right, Brian Dispatch. That's just what I was thinking. He did a lot for animals, so I bet a lot of it's going to those places. So, but anyway, let's get on to this grease cap. Tractor Mike's on a roll over here. From the Hudson Motor Car Company. Check this beauty out. This thing is really amazingly straight. This triangle is actually embossed, stamped in. You can see the triangle sticking out. This thing is really pretty straight, pretty clean. Not a bad cap. It is threaded on the inside, just like these all were, but really in pretty good shape. The outside diameter on the circle is just over 3 inches. Nut Farm at 50, Alex at 50. The triangle is about 1 7/8 inches. Alex at 75 on the Hudson grease cap. It reminds me of a Conoco emblem. That's exactly right. So this is a pretty decent looking Hudson grease cap. Alex at 75. I just hit the timer, so we are rolling on that. Told you guys we had cool stuff coming. On the Hudson grease cap, I don't know if this black is original or not. It looks like somebody may have repainted that. But really a pretty straight, clean cap. Yes, I'm going to keep stacking stuff on you because you won't move. Obviously, a lot of interest in this. We'll see what happens. Alex at 75, but a good-looking Hudson Motor Car Company grease cap, made in Detroit, USA. All the lettering is embossed in there as well. The back of this is pretty clean. Yes, I believe they did have a special wrench for the triangle part of it. Nut Farm is loading. Red laser swinging. Cat with parts stacked on top of her on the desk. As we just went past the minute mark, we'll see what's going to happen. Alex may have scared everybody off. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you throw a big number out there, you come out swinging, it scares people off. That may be what Alex's plan is. But I do know one thing. I do know that right now we've hit the minute 30 mark, and we're going to find out we're not even going to find out in 30 seconds because I got the Nut Farm at 80. Nut Farm at 80. We're past the minute 30 mark. Let's see what's going to happen. We're ticking down on this one. Nut Farm at 80. A few seconds left, but what's going to happen? I've got Nut Farm at 80. Brian Dispatch at 100. And that does it. Kenny came in at 92. I had Brian Dispatch at 100. He's filling his box up for when he gets here in a couple of weeks. Cool piece. All right. What's up next? We got a few more cool things to go yet tonight. Let's do one more cap. I need to polish this one a little bit. Got some water spots on this thing. This thing's shiny. We can't have those water spots on this super cool Chevy cap. All right. Get your sunglasses out because this baby's shiny. And then Leo's already starting us off at 20. It's got $20 worth of shine, Leo. It's 140 in Canadian. Holy cow. This is about a 1959, 1960, maybe 61 era Chevrolet cap. I don't remember if we've done one of these in the past. We may have a while back. This thing is super shiny. It's got a few dings on it. Buff it up on Gray Kitty. Yeah, you don't like that, do you? Well, now I think you kind of do. A few little dingies in it, but nice bright sunshine. Chevrolet block letters in it. Ribbed in here, 4 bars on it. The back is kind of crusty, just dirty and greasy. But nice, bright, shiny cap. Shop cap says 61, 62, somewhere in that era. Like I said, good wall hanger. Leo at 20. Let's get this thing boogieing. Yes, you. Yes, you're a pain in the butt. Meow. Kevin at 25. What? Leo, 27. Good for a clock. Yep, it's already got markers on it. Leo at 27 as we hit that 1 minute mark. No, you don't be touching nothing on the keyboard. There. See, you're bumping stuff, dummy. Leo at 27, just about to that minute 30 mark. And there we go. Minute 30 has passed. I've got Leo at 27 on the Chevy cap. Kevin at 29. Michael at 28. I've got Kevin at 29 first. We've got a few seconds left on this one. Mark at 31. And that does it. Mark at 31. All right, we got a couple more things to go yet tonight, then we're going to keep moving. Up next, some more license plates, though. We've been doing some of these. You guys remember, I got that big box of weird Nebraska plates that are all brand new. And this I really do not understand. I mean, a lot of us have seen, and this is why I think these have some age to them. A lot of us have seen these, 30-day tags, 60-day tags. They basically print them out. They're like heavy cardboard. You put it on your car till you get your tag sent to you. This is an actual brand new, and that's why I think they've got a little age to them, 30-day tag, but they're metal. Metal 30-day tags. Rusty's got to go. Glad you were here tonight, Rusty. It is a match set, brand new, 1034 in the wrapper, 30-day tags. Brand new, but why would they make an actual metal, embossed stamp metal 30-day tag? I have no clue. Randy's got to bail off. 11 hours to swap meet today. Nothing wrong with that. Leo at 20. These are regular size plates, roughly 12 by 6. It is a match set, brand new, 1034 in the wrapper, and this is all stamped in there. So Leo at 20 on the pair. Let's get rolling. You're going to get both of them. Lee at 25. X-Ray at 25. Tractor Mike at 25. Leo at 30. Leo at 30. Dean at 29. I've got Leo at 30. You're getting the pair. Got to keep the plate shop stamping. Maybe that was it. I don't know. I don't know why you would make actual metal stamped 30-day tags, but they did. Tractor Mike, 31. X-Ray Dean, 33. 1 minute has passed. There's our 1 minute mark. X-Ray at 33 on the pair. Two of them stuck in there together. I don't know if you guys can see there's two of them in there. Michael at 35. And there's the minute 30 mark. Michael at 35. Lee at 50. Leo at 39, but Lee at 50. Lee Carr came out swinging at 50. As we're ticking away on this thing, we've got a few seconds left, but we're getting close to the end. I've got Lee at 50 on the pair. And that does it. Lee at 50. Leo at 51, right at 2:01. But Lee at 50 is who we had at the 2 minute mark. Lee hasn't got anything in a while, so congrats to Lee. It's been a while since you won one. You've been jumping in on some stuff, but you haven't scored one in a while. Couple more things to go, and then we're going to call it a night. And then we're going to talk about the raffle a little bit, and then we're going to check out the rest of the magazine from last week. Couple more pieces. This next piece is a rougher one. It was an enamel badge, but it's pretty rough, so we'll see what you guys think of it. Most of the enameling is chipped out, but it still shows cool on the metal. On this Dodge Brothers, this is whammoed pretty good. It's got a hole right through the middle of the DB. It is dented. It is dished, and most of the enameling is gone. But the lettering, this is the metal part of it, still all looks really good on this Dodge Brothers. So definitely a rougher one, but still, there again, for a display piece, it doesn't look all that bad. It's still kind of cool. Tony's starting us off at 10 on it. It is 2 1/4 in diameter. These were used by Dodge throughout a lot of the 20s, early to mid 20s. Leo at 15 on the Dodge Brothers badge. A little over 2 inches in diameter. Like I said, most of the enameling is gone, and it is bent up some, and it does have a hole in it, but it still looks kind of cool. Kevin at 20. Alan at 20. I had Kevin at 20 first. The Nut Farm is loading. Nut Farm, Nut Farm. Tony at 22. Nut Farm at 30. Leo at 23, but Nut Farm's out there swinging at 30. That's right, Mark. The red dots may be lighting up because there's Martin at 31. Leo at 35. Nut Farm at 35. There's 1 minute. Leo at 35. I had Leo first. Tony at 38. Martin at 36. I've got Tony at 38. Nut Farm at 40. Leo at 40. Kevin at 40. I had Nut Farm first, but I bet that doesn't stick anyway. Kevin at 41. There's the minute 30 mark. Leo at 41. Minute 30 has passed. Kevin at 41. Nut Farm at 45. Leo at 47. Few seconds left, but we are coming down to the wire. Leo at 47. Nut Farm at 48. And that did it. Nut Farm at 48. All right, cool beans. Double check what you sent me last week, Randall, and then let me know because so we make sure we stay square on that. So I think you had a $30 cap last week or whatever. So let's check and see where you're at and just pay the difference from where you what you were ahead. I think you paid twice last week. So let's double check that, and we'll put this one to you. All right, one more small little emblem tonight, and then we're going to move on. Pete, the website I referenced says those 30-day plates are for semi-trailers and date back to 1953. So I doubt those are quite that old, but they obviously have been around for a while. Let's do one more. We're going to actually do a horn button for our Ford fans, and then we're going to wrap it up for the night on auctions and get into the raffle and get into tonight's magazine. This is a Ford horn button for an old truck, 60s era. Leo at 10. Did you get email address from Chad? I don't think I sent it to him. I don't remember if I sent it to him or not. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. I need to send that to him. This Ford horn button is super shiny. Product of Ford Motor Company. This is all stamped in it. Beautiful, nice. Look at the shine on that thing. See if we see Great Kitty over there. Yeah, she's sitting over there. Kind of a dish button. John at 12. Alan at 15. On the Ford truck horn button. Let me give you a diameter on this thing. 3 1/4 inches. Tony at 20. 3 1/4 inches. Leo at 16. This is original semi-flat black paint in there. Somebody wrote a bad word on the horn button. Alan at 21. John at 21. We are live on this one. This has got a little bit of weight to it. This thing is actually metal. You can see, but I mean, there's not pitted up. It's got great chrome. Cool little piece. Leo at 22. Tony at 25. Alan at 26. No problem, Randall. I just want to make sure we stay straight. Leo at 27. And there's 1 minute. 1 minute's gone. Last piece for tonight. Leo at 27. Coming up on that minute 30 mark on the Ford horn button. Leo at 27 as we hit the minute 30 mark. 30 seconds left on tonight's auctions. Super cool, deep, bright shine, chrome Ford hood button, Ford horn button, last piece. Leo at 27. We're ticking away. Coming down to the end on this one. Leo at 27. Alan at 30. Alan at 30 as we're winding down. Pete at 31. Big Job at 31. And that does it. Pete at 31. I had Pete right before Big Job at 31. Mark at 33. Pete says give it to Big Job. So, okay, you want it, Big Job? We can just switch it to you if you want it. Pete's came up right before Big Job's on my screen. So, he says Pete's going to love it. So, or gray kitty fur. All right. I've got it down for Pete, so if you guys change your mind, let me know. But anyway, thanks for playing along tonight, guys. Had a ton of fun as usual. Some great stuff tonight. We got more cool stuff coming up for next week. We got a Hudson badge right now. We got an Auburn badge right now because I think we all need a couple of drinks after that deal. But it was a lot of fun. It was great stuff. Cool stuff going to be added to your guys' collection. And we got a lot more cool stuff coming up. Like I said, I haven't even gotten into the Springfield swap meet stuff. A couple of those grease caps, and a couple of grease caps last week and one or two emblems. That was it. So just really haven't even dug into that stuff yet. So we've got a lot more cool stuff coming up. That's right. As Tony says, congrats to all the winners. Anybody has any questions, just give me a shout tomorrow. We'll get it all straightened out. So put that pad over there, grab the back to tonight's episode sheet, give you another Auburn badge, and let's talk about the raffle and see who's in there. Joe's Classics. Anybody on here near Waco, Texas? We do have some guys down in Texas. I don't know exactly where at. But who got into the raffle this week? Who's in the Big Buick oil can for this week? The third batch. And next week is the last week. We're giving these badges away next week. So we'll run through real quick who got in this week. Tweedly D, Mark Falcon, Leo and Travis, you guys, Alec Blanchett, and Michael Glagola are all in for this week. If you got in the first 2 weeks, those packets were already done. Next week, we are giving these away. First name out of the Big Buick oil can gets the Studebaker enamel badge. Along with that, you're going to get a Chevrolet. You're going to get a Nash. And you're going to get a Ford. All of these are original enamel badges from the 20s and 30s era, with the Studebaker being the newest, being like a 37. This is for the first name out of the Big Buick oil can. Next week, now, we always do some kind of consolation drawings. So, for our second name out of the can, the second and third names are also going to get badges. The second name out of the can will have their choice between a Buick or an Overland Whippet. Dennis, I don't remember seeing that. Was it PayPal? Tony, Tony, I think I saw yours late last night. I think I checked it right before I went home, and I think I saw, did you one come through late last night? Dennis, I'd have to double check. I don't know if was yours PayPal or was it a check? I don't remember, because I don't remember seeing yours, Dennis. But I do think I saw yours late last night, Tony. It was PayPal. Okay. That I will have to double check and see. So, second place will have their choice, and then third place will get the other badge. So all three winners are going to get badges next week in the drawing. For a can and the raffle. I do not show you in there, Dennis. I just logged into PayPal, and I do not. Oh, no, there it is. There it is. Okay. Yep, I'll have to get that printed. Yep, I did get it. So I'll get that printed and get that into the raffle as well. I must have just missed that one. So, yep, it's here. So I got to get you into the raffle yet. So my bad on that one. I'll get that taken care of for next week for sure. All right. How about a Hudson badge? Hey, you're sitting on the magazine. Can I have the magazine? Hey, you're in the way. You're in the way. You don't care, do you? Randall's got to jump off. Glad you're here tonight, Nut Farm. We're going to get to the magazine as soon as we can get to the magazine. Hey, can I have the magazine? Fine. You're just going to have to get moved. You're not going to like it, but you're going to get moved. There. Yeah. We can run through everything real quick right now, actually. Going back to the first week, we can do it real quick. It'll just take a second. Johnny Z, Mark Falcon, Alec Blanchett, and Zach Thompson. That was week 1. Week 2, Tony Napoli, Lee Carr, Big Job, Nut Farm, and Kenny Peterson. And then the last one we just did, Tweedly D, Mark Falcon, Leo, Travis, Alec Blanchett, and Michael Gagola. So I got to get Dennis's printed and get in there as well. So that's everybody that I've got so far other than Dennis's that I missed on this week. So anyway, let's get back to the motor trend from February of 1959 that we started last week. We're going to catch the back half of it this week, and there's some cool stuff in here. Starting in the middle of the magazine, something kind of interesting, obviously in today's world especially. This is in 1959. Electric cars are back. Here's one answer to fuel economy. The Charles Townabout. Yes, the Charles Townabout. It's got a few pictures of it. Not a lot of really good pictures of the car, but it was called the Charles Townabout. It was built by the Stinson Aircraft Tool and Engineering Company of San Diego, California. And here was the Stinson electric car, the Charles Townabout, that they built back in, would have been 1958. No problem, Kenny. Everybody else probably was curious now too, so not a big deal. One interesting thing, when you see it had DeSoto taillights, I read a little bit of the article, and it was kind of interesting. Noiseless, obviously, it is light, aluminum frame, fiberglass body, 2 roll bars built into the roof, designed to support the weight of the car. Obviously, no noise. It's an electric motor, and it has been soundproofed. No oil or grease. Components have been stressed by aircraft engineers, except for aluminum frame, which was stressed by Alcoa. And I don't understand this. Americanized VW type suspension, foam rubber seating, prototype VW transmission, which will give away to a 2-position low-end cruising speed electric transmission, reversed by turning a key, so similar to a golf cart. And battery guaranteed for 2 years. The complete car is actually guaranteed for 2 years and will be factory serviced free. Obviously, it never took off anyway, but let's see. Shopcat, Stinson. Katie Stinson's an old crush of mine. She was amazing. Should have been more famous than Amelia Earhart. Her brother started the Stinson Aircraft Company. How long was the cord? It doesn't say, but it does show the charging station here of the Electro Charge or Exacto Charge that you used with it. Oh, something else. A little bit of a spoiler alert. Classifieds tonight. Yep, classifieds. 1959 classified ads. You don't want to miss those because there's some cool ones. Another article that I thought was kind of interesting that they actually did a whole article on this thing, and not a ton of articles in tonight's section because we're in the back half of the magazine. I don't know what happens if it's raining. I don't know what happened with it. But they did a whole article on battery, they literally called Avoid Battery Frauds. Now, obviously, in today's world, batteries are sealed. You go to the parts store, you get one, you put it in, you don't worry about it for 5 years. But this was kind of weird. The claims that people were actually trying to sell batteries with. Extra heavy duty, permanently sealed, never needs water. Well, back then, a lot of batteries needed water. Makes lights 50% brighter, charges and recharges automatically, guaranteed to outlast your car. So apparently, this was a big deal. It's a big article, so I didn't get into it all. But just weird that, I mean, literally this fraudulent battery advertising was such a big deal in the 50s that they had to put an article out there of what to watch for. Shopcat, one day I worked at Alberta Aviation Museum. We had models in for the calendar shoot, and one girl looked like Miss Stinson. Yeah, don't know her, never looked her up, so. I never knew false advertising in the battery world was so big, but apparently in 1958 it was huge. As recently as 1952, the FTC hit Evercharge products of Dallas who were selling a powdered preparation similar to the lightning Epsom salt package of 34. The Evercharge people discontinued business when post office officials labeled their product a fraud. So that's kind of crazy that, I mean, this was a big deal. The FTC was involved. I mean, and here's some of the facts that they pointed out in the article. Some of the truth facts for people to compare things to. Why do batteries cost so much? Wear out so soon? Batteries were from $16 to $28. Here are the facts. No reason why a battery should not be built that should last 5 to 6 times as long as a conventional battery. Such batteries have been built for years, not available because of foreign patent rights. Charges and recharges automatically. Batteries discharge more than 400 times, bounce back to life within minutes. Test batteries in operation 10 years. So these were all things that I think these were all some of the fraudulent part of it. I thought this was some of the facts. This is some of the fraudulent part of it on buying batteries. So crazy as it seems. Okay, Catherine Stinson was an American aviation pioneer who in 1912 became the 4th woman in the U.S. to earn an FAI pilot certificate. Huh, that's cool. Set flying records for aerobatic maneuvers, distance, and endurance. She is the first female pilot employed by the U.S. Postal Service and the first civilian pilot to fly mail in Canada. Wow, quite a history. So like I said, this battery article, this is all part of the battery article, all on fraudulent battery claims. That's how big of a deal this was. So I didn't have room for many more articles in the back of the magazine. It was all to the fraudulent battery stuff. But there is one more super cool article that we definitely want to catch before we get into the ads, and then classifieds. Classifieds are great tonight, by the way. And this is a pretty cool article, so I knew we were going to have to spend a few minutes on it. Wanted by the California Highway Patrol. Pursuit cars with the guts to ride herd on the roughest hombres in the West. Yes, police cars. A Pontiac, a Dodge, and a Mercury for 1959. And this is cool. Action shots and the whole bit. Check out the cornering maneuvers. They were really putting these cars through their paces. So let's learn a little bit about the police packages in 1959 for Pontiac, Dodge, and Mercury. The Dodge Modified Super D500 Highway Cruiser. 383, 320 horse, 420 pounds of torque with 336 gears. The Pontiac, of course, being a 59, first year for the 389, 300 horse, 420 pounds of torque, 308 gears. And the Mercury Monterey Patrol King. They did something kind of interesting with the Mercury. It got the 430. It got the big Lincoln 430, 345 horse, 480 pounds of torque with 322 gears. Obviously, all these cars did have heavy-duty front and rear suspension, stabilizer bars, etc., as part of the police package on these cars. But it got pretty detailed. Their engine requirements, and this is what it talks about, what they had to have. That's right, that's true. They could have outlawed the Chevys through the fence. That may have been a little too much. But what they talked about on here is what they required. Basic requirements of the Highway Patrol concern performance and roadability, driver comfort, and safety first, last, and always. Here's a condensed summary of specifications required in these 1959 police vehicles not found in the manufacturer's production automobiles. So some of the things that were required by the CHP in 1959. Engine, V8 overhead valve of not less than 380 cubic inches. Compression ratio, not less than 9.75 to 1. Weight to power ratio, not more than 15 pounds per brake per horsepower. Carburetor shall be a single unit, however, it may be multiple barrel design. Radiator, heavy-duty type of pressurized design to provide a safe margin of cooling when vehicle has been driven in extreme heat and operated under severe load and speed conditions. A new request is that it must be of a capacity adequate to permit installation of an air conditioning unit at a later date and still meet the above requirements. At a later date, they were thinking about air in 59. No, they didn't want to tune three deuces, that's for sure. Chassis, not less than 122-inch wheelbase. Suspension, heavy-duty front and rear to minimize dive when braking, and spring wrap up during rapid acceleration, upending during panic stops, and to give maximum roadability at high speeds. Shock absorbers, heavy-duty front and rear, valued to give the vehicles maximum roadability when cornering at high speeds. Stabilizer bars, heavy-duty type, designed to give maximum roadability during high-speed cornering. Differential ring and pinion gears of ratio designed to give the best overall performance for the transmission and tire size. Transmission, heavy-duty type, automatic transmission of torque converter or planetary gear design. Wheel rims. This is a major deviation from production to provide better brake drum cooling, added road clearance, and to standardize the tire size used in the 1,100 car CHP fleet. A, to be 15 inches in diameter and have the maximum rim width for the tire installed. B, rim and spider to be of heavier gauge metal than used in standard production to preclude rim breaking or giving away during unusually high-speed maneuvers. C, rims to have a safety ridge rolled into each horizontal bead. A very good safety feature to prevent the tire coming off in case of a blowout. So, very, very specific specifications for wheels. Tires not less than 7.60 by 15 6-ply black sidewall tires. Brake system, heavy-duty hydraulic system incorporating extra wide drums and heavy-duty lining, extra wide drums and heavy-duty linings. Glass, another new basic requirement. Windshield shall be of laminated safety glass and contain a deep tinted band across the upper quarter portion. The remainder of the windshield to be clear. Windshield wipers, dual positive action type, operated by a variable speed electric motor. Heater, factory installed fresh air heater. Horn ring, full circumference, 360-degree type, permitting positive action regardless of steering wheel position. When an electric switch is flipped, the horn ring operates the sirens on CHP cars. So literally requirement of a full horn ring by the California Highway Patrol in 1959. On the next page, showed the Dodge in action, gave us a little bit of performance specs, showed the heavy-duty heavy-duty police equipment suspension offered by Mercury. So we've got a great shot of the D500 Dodge. We've got a great shot of the heavy-duty chassis parts used by Mercury for these police package cars in 1959. So kind of some cool stuff there. Quarter mile standing start. Minimum speed of 75 miles per hour required. So quarter mile, 1,320 feet, typical drag strip length. Minimum of 75 mile per hour required at the end of the quarter. The Pontiac, 78.12 mile per hour, 83 and 84. Average of 81.98 on the Pontiac, the Mercury 83.16, and the Dodge 86.89. So they had a minimum speed they had to achieve. 2 3/4 mile standing start, 110 mile per hour minimum required. The Pontiac was 121, the Mercury was 117, and the Dodge was 122. So they actually had all these tests on on a minimum speed they had to achieve at a certain time and a certain length. It would be cool to find one, that's for sure, Brian. No doubt about that. So I thought that was a super great article on the CHP for 1959, testing these cars. And I knew we wanted to spend a few minutes with it and check that out on the 1959 issue of Motor Trend with all three of those cars lined up there. The Pontiac, the Mercury, and the D500 Dodge in police package trim 1959. I got a page kind of wonky here, so I got to try to be careful so I don't destroy something. Let me get this page laid back in here square. Figure out what I got going on here. All right. Pete's digging it. Yeah, Tony, the 59 is a good-looking car. All right. Ads. You're sitting on my sheet, dummy. All right. Let's check out some ads. Then we're going to check out classifieds. The first ad tonight, buy your next car wholesale. Remember, this is February of 1959, so just at the end of 1958, current best car buys if you join now, the Auto Wholesale Club. Best car buys in the nation. 1957 Chevys, full price, $550. 57 Fords, $550. 57 Plymouths, $550. All kinds of wholesale prices on these almost new cars. If you join Best Car Buys and pay your membership fee, they're going to hook you up. Lots of comments on the police car article. It was pretty cool. It was definitely something kind of different. It was kind of neat. Something for our fans of British cars, serving America and Britain's finest cars on the highways of the world. Lucas, since 1872. The world's most respected name in electrical equipment for British automobiles, Lucas Electrical. Obviously not really seen much on American cars, but pretty much the standard of that day on British cars. And up next, our mandatory of any magazine from the 50s and 60s ad for J.C. Whitney. See J.C. Whitney's complete automotive selection before you buy anywhere else. Get your free 324-page, 85,000 item automotive catalog from our friends at J.C. Whitney. That's right. I think that's right. Yeah, Shelby fog lamps were Lucas. I forgot about that, Brian. And something else for your reading pleasure, other magazines that were available. America's Sports Car Quarterly, America's favorite sports car magazine, as well as something we see a lot of today, Guns and Ammo. So get your subscriptions right here. How much is the Sports Car Quarterly? Got these on the newsstand for 50 cents. Orson 60 cents, including postage. Guns and Ammo, you can subscribe. 6 issues were $3, 12 issues were $5 to Guns and Ammo if you want to get a subscription to Guns and Ammo. Or Sports Car Quarterly. Another ad that I thought was very interesting, because in today it's an industry standard and we don't hardly know what to do. That's right, Tractor Mike loves J.C. Whitney. I think we all like J.C. Whitney. Mark wants to subscribe to Guns and Ammo. Obviously, in today's world, electric fuel pumps are on everything. We don't know what to do without them. 1959, that was a pretty big deal. Good news travels fast. Bendix electric fuel pump for superlative engine performance. Get your Bendix electric fuel pump. One more ad, and then we're going to get into the classifieds. And this ad I don't really understand. It's for a product called HRL. And this was the miracle stuff, apparently, because it would lubricate hot spots, prevent sticking valves, end freezing rings, quiet lifter noise, improve compression, increase vacuum, reduce drag, and boost power, all at no cost, because gas savings alone more than pay for the cost of HRL, heat-resistant lubricant. I don't know if this is like a predecessor to STP or what, but it fixed everything. It did it all. HRL, heat-resistant lubricant. They spent some money. They put yellow in their ad to make it stand out, so. But whatever ailed your car, HRL could fix it. All right. Like I promised you guys, classifieds. And there's some good stuff in classifieds this week or this month. Now, before we get into them, we got to remember we are in February of 1959. Please remember that. Unfortunately, we are in February of 1959, not 2023. Where was the Bendix ad from? Where was the electric fuel pump manufacturer? I don't know if it said. We'll double check real quick before we get into the classifieds. Elmira, New York. Bendix Elmira. Elmira, E-L-M-I-R-A. Elmira, New York. Eclipse Machine Division. I have not seen an HRL can. I've never heard of HRL till last night. So. But like I said, lots of great classifieds. Not a lot of pictures in classifieds, but there's some epic stuff that we want to check out. All right. Let's see what we've got. I skimmed these last night, and there was a lot of cool stuff in here, so. '41 Cadillac, 4-door, mechanically perfect, 60,000 miles, runs and drives like a new Cadillac, $495. '42 Lincoln Continental convertible, customized body, Carson top, new caddy engine with less than 7,000 miles. So this is in 59, so that's probably, it's probably a 331 or a 365 from 55, 56, 57. Carson top, 42 link convertible, best offer over 1,800 bucks. Oh, and there's one classified in here that, holy cow, off the charts. We got to find it, but it's epic. 30 Plymouth 4-door, new paint, 4 new tires, very good running condition, 275 bucks. How about a Model A, 28 Model A 2-door sedan, 5 coats of black lacquer, new top and upholstery, engine in excellent shape, excellent running condition, 375 bucks. 37 Buick Roadmaster convertible, 4-door, Phaeton. 37 Roadmaster Phaeton, completely original, mechanically perfect, needs very little body restoration. Best offer over 350 bucks. Okay, here it is. This I had to look this up. It kind of blew my mind. I think it's a lost car. I don't think it exists anymore that we know of. But I had to read the ad twice just to kind of make sense of it. Remember, this is February of 1959, okay? 1953 Cadillac. 4-door hardtop. 4-door hardtop. You know, we know Cadillac didn't make a 4-door hardtop till 56. So I kept reading. 53 Cadillac 4-door hardtop. Custom by GM. Cost $65,000 to engineer and build. Air conditioned, leather interior, power windows and seats, one of a kind, $3,800. So I started looking that up. I believe it was the Orleans show car, which I don't think exists. But it did in 1959. It apparently got into private hands. 53 Cadillac 4-door hardtop. It has to be the Orleans show car. Look it up. It's beautiful. It's amazing, but that's got to be it. What other 53 Cadillac 4-door hardtop was there? Factory air, that was a new thing for 53. Had to be the 53 Cadillac Orleans show car for sale in the 1959 Motor Trend for $3,800. So I was like, holy cow, that would be so cool. Yeah, it's just off the chart. Just a little tiny ad. No picture or nothing. Right here in the middle of the page. Just right there. Just some text. That's all there is. On a one-off GM show car for $3,800. But you got to remember, $3,800 in 1959, that was a ridiculous amount of money. Way more than a new car. So, yeah. Like, I told you the classifieds were good tonight. So, that was one of the better ones I found. But there's still cool stuff in here. Let's see what else we got. But look up Orleans show car. It's got to be it. Has to be. Has to be. Has to be. I don't see what else it could be. 38 Sal Opera Coupe, original moleskin gray paint. Wide white walls, new battery, mechanically perfect. 350 bucks. What's that car worth today? Oh, hundreds of thousands at least, if, easily well into the hundreds of thousands. It's only one. Some of those dream cars are bringing into the millions. So, fuel injection for 348 Chevy engine made by Stone Engineering. Going into the Army, best offer over 125 bucks. 37 Packard 4-door in excellent running condition, good finish, rust-free, 200 bucks. '34 Ford V8 5-window coupe, 6 wheels, original and perfect, can be driven anywhere. Highest bid over 500 bucks. For a 34 5-window. 54 Kaiser Darren, red, white top, side curtains, overhauled engine. Now he's firm on this Kaiser Darren at 1,600 bucks. That's right, Scott. It was suicide doors too. I saw that when I looked it up. Yeah. Suicide door, four-door hardtop, 53 Cadillac Orleans show car. Right there for sale for $3,800. Here's a doozy. Shopcat just looked it up. Yep. How about this one, guys? 55 Mercedes 300 SL. First sold in 56. Aluminum body, Rudge wheels, ivory paint, red leather. 20,000 miles, $4,000. Which obviously we now know a 55 300 SL is $1 million car. So, but there again, $4,000. That was two basic new cars, I think, in that time period. But $4,000 got you, a new loaded caddy, I think, a well loaded caddy. So $4,000 for 55 300 SL. Bugatti Type 43 2.3 supercharged roadster, $1,750 for a Bugatti. '39 Cadillac Coupe. Dad's is a four-door, but this '39 Coupe, engine rebuilt, new paint, special exhaust, otherwise original, $500. Yeah, no kidding. Tell that Mercedes guy, hold on to it for a while. All right. There was actually another page of classifieds. So let's get to those as well. A few more classifieds. '41 Cadillac convertible, immaculate restoration, genuine Cadillac wire wheels, completely new interior and top, an elegant sporty car with sharp performance and roadability. $1,295, '41 Cadillac convertible. '1920 Oldsmobile factory built 1-ton truck, 95% restored, good running condition, excellent for advertising or any other person. Drive it away, $850 for one of the handful of 1920 Oldsmobile trucks ever made. '38 Ford convertible sedan, so it was a Phaeton as well. Mechanically good, drive anywhere, juice brakes, no rust, needs restoration, $250. '49 Crosley Hot Shot, their little sports car. Good condition, recently overhauled, new tires, best offer over $400. '39 Lincoln Zephyr, four-door, original, unusually clean, low mileage, V12, overhauled, double wide white walls, best offer around $750. Actually, a Tucker in here, but it did not have a price on the Tucker. Number 19, reconditioned engine and reconditioned Tucker transmission. Black paint, 2 gas tanks, excellent condition, 10,000 miles, can be driven anywhere, but did not have a price on the Tucker, unfortunately. I was very curious as to what they would have wanted for the Tucker in that day. '38 Lincoln Zephyr V12 in good condition, $700. '34 Mercedes-Benz 380B 4-passenger roadster, one of 12. That was $6,000 even in '59. So I'm sure that's probably a 7-figure car today as well. But there again, $6,000 was a ton of money in '59. '34 Buick, 4-door touring sedan, original equipment made in immaculate showroom condition, 6-wire wheels, 6 new wide whites, mechanically A1, a collector's item, asking $625. Breaking Brian cry. Yeah, it like I said, off the rails tonight on classifieds. And that pretty much catches most of them. I'm sure there's a few other cool things in here that we missed. But crazy to think about. Absolutely crazy to think about, at that time. But there again, that's why we have to go back, put ourselves in February of 1959 to really let this soak in. but just off the charts. And then when you realize that there was a GM dream car in there for sale, as well as a Tucker, a 300 SL Mercedes. I mean, just cars that, I mean, are some of the most desirable cars in the world today. We're right here just for sale as normal cars in the back of Motor Trend. But that pretty much catches us for tonight. That catches us. I hope you guys enjoyed the classifieds. I was pretty excited about them. I hope you guys liked them as well. I know I was geeked out about them. When I seen the dream car thing, I was like, oh, man, wow, that put it to a whole nother level to see a GM show car. Kind of like when we saw the Hero Hot Merc for sale in that one issue that we found. This one had a dream car in it. But the February 1959 issue of Motor Trend with a cover price of 35 cents. There she is. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll have a different magazine next week, and hope you guys liked it. Some good comments that you did. I'm glad you did. I hope the classifieds were worth it. I hyped them up pretty good. I hope they were worth it, what we found in the classified section for this week. So, rumor has it the Orleans was in the San Diego area in the 70s. Could be. I don't know. I didn't find much on it. I didn't spend a lot of time researching, but man, would it be cool to find something like that. So that's it for the magazine. What else is coming up this week? Got to get you guys some new inventory videos. I've got one more that I haven't put up from Auburn Court Duesenberg yet. I may try to get that up maybe tomorrow night, and then start getting a bunch of that new inventory fed out. Mark, a lot of you got some great comments on the magazine. I'm glad you guys did enjoy it. I appreciate it. I do try to do them good. I do try to do a good job for you guys and find cool stuff, but glad we did this week as well. Hey, dummy, I'm going to stack magazines on you now. You don't like that either, do you? So we may get that one more Auburn Court Duesenberg up where Doug talks about some super cool artwork, actually. Not just any artwork, original design artwork from stuff his dad did. So we may try to get that one up tomorrow night, and then got to get some new inventory videos shot. Like I said, I've had so many cars coming in we haven't done content on yet that I've got to get some of that stuff out. I mean, I've got stuff from 4 or 5 months ago I haven't done content on. A 64 Ford pickup I haven't done. Holy cow, we got a lot of stuff to do. Lots of videos to shoot. So definitely got a lot of new inventory to share with you guys that hasn't gotten up yet. So going to be working hard on that. We may get that last one up with Doug tomorrow night and then roll into the new inventory because that's the last one I've got from Auburn Court Duesenberg in the can at this point. But we'll be back down there again to do some more cool stuff with Doug and Adam Prey and all the amazing stuff they do. They will be in Auburn over Labor Day weekend at the ACD Festival with the Duesenberg as well as several other cars. So hopefully everything goes great for them. I really wanted to go, but I just don't see a feasible way for that to happen for me this year. So I need to get an editor. I need to get a lot of things, but get me a list, Brian. Have him get me a list, and I'll see what I can do. If get me a list, because that car is local, and if he can't get the car out, maybe I can check and see if I've got some of it on that car or on some of my other cars. So have him get me a list, and I'll try to get started on that this week, and maybe have some of that lined out before you get here, Brian. So with that pretty much wraps us up for tonight. And I guess we're going to get ready to have another great week. We'll be live Tuesday night with some Toy Tuesday. We'll do some more cool stuff for that. Next week, we're going to give away all of these badges. 4 inner door panels. I think some of the windows are out of that car, so I know it's not going to have good door panels. I still haven't got the airplane moved. I got to get with my buddy Doug and get his big rollback up here. Things just never seem to work out. But I do need to get on that because I know they want it out of there. So, but I do have to talk to Doug this week. He's got several cars he's bringing to the F&E Collector Auto Auction. So I've got to get down and do a bunch of videos and shoot a bunch of pictures on a bunch of his cars that are coming to the auction. So we will, I will be talking to him this week and see what hopefully we can get figured out on getting the airplane moved, because can't wait to do that. I can't wait to shoot that and share that content with you as well. So we'll get some stuff up this week. We'll do Toy Tuesday live. We'll get some other cool stuff. Hopefully some new inventory up. And be back here next Sunday night, 7 o'clock, to give away all of those badges. So you don't want to miss that. You can give Doug your own kiss for him, Mike. But so I got a lot going on this week. It's going to be a lot of fun. We started getting stuff up last week. We got a handful up last week. There's a 40 Ford pickup, 71 Cutlass convertible, 93 GMC pickup. That Sterling is up. I sent a couple more in late Friday night, and I will be shooting pictures all week. Thanks, Mark. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. I'm not good at it, but I fumble my way through, so I'm glad you guys enjoy them. So yeah, there should be several things going up on the website this week, hopefully, as long as the girls have time to get to it. But I did send more in Friday night, and like I said, I've got several guys that said they're going to have stuff ready this week. So hopefully it's going to come together like it always does. I always get nervous till we get a good batch of cars on there, because you never know, but it always works. But I'm always nervous, like, got to get more cars. And it always comes together and does fine, but I'm always nervous about it. But we got a lot of cool stuff to list. A lot of cool stuff going to be coming up. Stay tuned, both the F&E Collector Auto Auction Facebook page as well as the YouTube channel, because a lot of the local stuff that I can do, I will put videos up. And even some of the guys that aren't local, if I talk to them, I'm having them send me video clips that I will be putting up on YouTube as well. I've got a beautiful 39 Ford convertible that I got a bunch of clips on today that is being consigned. So I will get that video stitched together and get that up. So a lot of cool stuff coming like that. So you'll definitely want to be on the YouTube channel as well as the Facebook page, and hopefully be out here on October 7th and hang out with us. If you can't make it, you can always jump on Proxy Bid, or if you've got friends that are interested in something, they can always jump on Proxy Bid. But hopefully it'll be great to see some of you on October 7th. So Shopcat's going to bail off. Well, I think we're all about ready to wrap this thing up. Going to call it a night. We'll see some of you 7 o'clock Tuesday evening for some Toy Tuesday, and definitely hope to see all of you right back here next Sunday night for Sunday Night Live Chat. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for making this what it is. Thanks for your support, and thanks for all the kind comments and your guys' support of what I try to do. And be here next week to give away the badges. If you're not in the Big Buick Oil Can, get in the Big Buick Oil Can. Be ready for next week. We will see you all next Sunday night, 7 o'clock, for more Sunday Night Live Chat. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great week.